Hey guys. Hi, how are you today? It's Wednesday at 1 p.m. And you know what time that is? It's coffee chat time. So, I am so excited to be here with you all today. It's so funny. I still get a little trippy when I start live videos. Hi, Jackie. How are you today? All right. Yeah. How does it get any better than this? Hi, Cindy. Hello. Hey, Loretta. Hi, guys. Hi, everyone. I'm just gonna ramble for a few minutes and give some people time to find me and join. And so I'm back down in Helena's room because our Wi-Fi is just funny again. Urgh. So I have to be right by the router. So I have Elsa. Elsa's on our coffee chat. Aw. Okay, so I have a few questions that got sent in today. I'm so excited. So the first one, it's from a gal, a challenge. I did so many challenges. I want to say challenge participant, but she's just a friend and she's done some classes with me. And anyway, I copied and pasted her question, so I'm going to read that now. So she says, my question is about tapping into other people's realities. I realize that these particular thoughts, feelings, and emotions I have been experiencing are not mine. I just totally did not want to believe that I could accurately pick up on other people's thoughts. I have this male neighbor that keeps thinking about me, and I tap into that, and then I start trying to figure it out. And she's like, as I type this, I totally acknowledge that I am head tripping. How can I stop this cycle? I've tried ignoring it, and those walls don't do shit. I've been fracking the insanity. I've been sending everything back. Help! All right. So I did this 30-day challenge, the Who Does It Belong To challenge. And Maggie was she was a part of the challenge, and it is amazing how aware we are. How aware we are. Now, and but the whole awareness and who does it belong to thing is what if 99.9 million of your thoughts, feelings, and emotions that you have are not yours? And that's what Maggie's really experiencing right now. She's getting it. She's getting it. Now, one thing about awareness is you can't ever get rid of it. You can't get rid of it. You're aware. You're never gonna not be aware. And so hi Rhea. So where do I want to go with this? Okay, so now that's what we've done before. And for me, for example, when you don't acknowledge how aware you are, it can literally drive you crazy. You can feel like a crazy person. And we can do different things to try to cover up the awareness, to try to dull it, like drinking, overeating, being angry, whatever. We have all sorts of, we're very creative. We have all sorts of ways to try that we can do to try to ignore our awareness and dull it because it's very intense. And it's crazy. And when she started typing at the end was, how can I stop this cycle? She's tried ignoring this, which doesn't work. She's tried fracking the insanity, which is an access thing. If you've taken a few access classes, you probably know what that is. And if not, and you're interested, get your butt to foundation. And she's tried sending everything back. So she's essentially, the energy that I'm getting from what she's typed is she's trying to get rid of her awareness. So, everywhere. So what I want to talk about is you can't ever get rid of it. But one thing you can do, and my question to you, Maggie, is what would it be like for you to have allowance for your awareness and what you're aware of, and to be present with it, and to just acknowledge in the moment that this isn't yours, that it's your neighbor's. You don't have to, another piece of information is you don't have to do anything with your awareness and the information that you're getting. You don't have to do nothing with it. I mean, it can be useful information to have. It can explain a lot of things, oddities that might show up. Like, so she's just said her neighbor is a male, and I'm not sure, she doesn't give me any details of what thoughts, feelings, and emotions she's been acknowledging that are his, but you know, maybe he's got some sort of crush on her or something like that. And it might explain some things. So it might just give you more space around things and just be like, oh, that totally makes sense now that I know this about him. And yeah, it's just information. You don't have to fix anything. You don't have to change anything. You don't have to do anything with your awareness. You are just aware. And having allowance for your awareness is you are just the rock in the stream. And your awareness is the river. It's all of the energy, all of the information. The river is everybody else's thoughts, feelings, and emotions that are floating right on by you. And you are the rock. You are the rock. You are aware of everything in the water that's passing by you, and you just let it keep going. You don't try to build a dam to stop the water or the river, because the water will overpower you and it will break your dam down. So, what would it be like for you to be the rock in the stream with your awareness and what you're aware of? Practice just asking for that, having allowance, and just staying present and being with it, not trying to get rid of it. Not like there is that returning to sender with consciousness attached. I mean, sometimes that works, but it never really worked for me, because in a sense, I was doing the same thing as you were. I was trying to get rid of it, and it wouldn't actually change it. It just made it stick more. But once I acknowledged, like, for example, one of the huge things for me was I had a lot of anger too. And I would try to return it to sender, or I couldn't really get out of it until one day. It was when I was traveling. Oh, when I traveled to Costa Rica, certified facilitator training with Lori. I was with Lori Ouellette, my friend Lori. She was also a CF. I was gone. I was with her for it was almost 2 weeks, I think. By the time that we traveled to Costa Rica, we had our 5-day training. We stayed a couple extra days ourselves at the resort and traveled home. It was like a good amount of time we spent together. And when I got back home, that anger in me started bubbling again, and just random things would kind of set me off. I was just pissed. And that's not normally me. Like, I know that, but I didn't know it before. But it was something that I would always try to change, and I felt like I couldn't change it. Now, I noticed it this time when I came back from Costa Rica at the end of August. I noticed the anger, and I noticed that I did not experience this at all when I was gone with Lori for 2 weeks. I was me, like the me that you see here on the video. I was me, but I was not this me all of the time. When I was at home, I would get angry. And I couldn't figure out why. Like, I couldn't change it. And then I realized that it fucking wasn't mine. Ever. It was actually my husband's. And I was in his reality with everything. And returning it to sender with consciousness attached never changed it. I almost like I was living energetically in his world when I was near him. I couldn't separate myself from him. And I almost want to say there was some part of me that it was also going into his world and trying to fix his anger, or try to show him a different reality, or try to heal his anger and his insanity by taking it out and locking it into my world, where I would try to change it there for him. It's kind of weird and messed up. We do these really weird energetic things. And because when I got back from Costa Rica, I wasn't angry at all. And his anger exponentialized like times a godzillion. he was raged like every day. And I noticed then that I wasn't, but he was even more. So that's where I kind of was thinking that I was taking it on. And so then all of a sudden he felt it more intensely. Oh, and there was a rough patch. We were going into harvest and I was just gonna divorce him for a little while. I entertained the idea. And I asked the question, truth, what will my life be like in 5 years if I leave him? If I leave him. And it was really heavy. And then truth, what will my life be like in 5 years if I stay? And it was super light. So I just said, I demanded, I was like, this is going to change then. If I am staying, this has to change because this does not work for me. And this being, he was pissed off at everything. And so it did. It changed. And that'll be a story for another time. But so I guess I wanted to tell that story so maybe it'll give Maggie a little more clarity about what to do or how to be with your awareness in a way where you're not trying to get rid of it. And being that rock in the stream and that allowance, it is a huge muscle practice, a huge energetic muscle to build, to be present with your awareness and the energy, to be that rock in the river and let everything just keep on going by you and it also is a strengthening of what's true for you and who you are and what your reality is. And it's taken me years to cultivate that and to build that so I know. Believe me, I get where you're at because I was there. I was living in everybody else's reality and I had no idea who I was or what mine was. I was not clear. But now that you're starting to notice, that's the most amazing thing. You're starting to notice what's not yours. And then it's just like, okay, cool. Oh, there's a pile of dog shit right there. I don't have to pick it up. My dog didn't shit. I don't have to step in it and smell the dog shit all day. I can see the dog shit and I'm just going to walk by it. Cool. That's kind of what you need to... It's kind of a funny way of, being with your awareness. And so, yeah. So Maggie, if you have any other questions on that, you can just let me know. And then she asked another question. Also, how do I ask the universe for a relationship with the 5 elements for creating intimacy? And I'm still exploring what those are. So the 5 elements of intimacy are honor, trust, gratitude, vulnerability, and allowance. Honor, trust, gratitude, vulnerability, and allowance. And the 5 elements of intimacy. So my first question to you, Maggie, is truth. Is now the time for the relationship? Truth, is now the time for a relationship? Just, ask yourself that question. Give yourself a yes or no answer. Which one is lighter? Yes or no? And so I've been with my husband for 20 years now. And so we did not have the 5 elements. I didn't even know anything about these 5 elements of intimacy until I took my first foundation class, probably. So 5 or 6 years ago. And they were like Greek to me. So what I went on my own adventure of having these 5 elements of intimacy for myself and with myself. Actually, even before that, I didn't even know what they were. I didn't know what it was to honor anybody, never mind honoring myself. I didn't know what it was to trust. Now, not trust from this reality where you do what I say and I'm going to trust that you do it because you're going to listen to me, and that's kind of the trust from this reality. But the trust that we're talking about here is to trust that the person is going to be who they are. Trust that your husband will leave the toilet seat up if he leaves the toilet seat up every time. You can trust that about him. He's going to do that. If your person lies to you, or you have somebody in your life who lies to you all the time or just tells big stories, you can trust that they are always going to do that. That's that's a trust. That's like a different way of looking at trust that's makes a little more sense. Trust that the person is going to be who they will be. So, and allowance, I did not know what allowance was. I had no allowance for anything, especially myself. And vulnerability is where you are present, you are being you with no walls or barriers. You are vulnerable. You are vulnerable with your awareness. You're vulnerable with everything around you. And it's very intense. And from the space of vulnerability comes true power, and you will know what you need to know when you need to know it, because you don't have any barriers up. And nobody can hurt you from the space of vulnerability, because you will know before it even happens. You will know. And gratitude. Having gratitude. Not only gratitude for me, it was easier for me to have gratitude for other people and for the other things around me, but it was actually much harder for me to receive that other people could be grateful for me. That was really weird. And that was, again, involving receiving. And so I just started exploring what these were. And I asked the universe to show me. Universe, show me what honor is. Show me what it is to honor myself. Show me what it is to honor my spouse in our relationship while honoring me. Show me what it is to trust. Universe, show me. Universe, show me what vulnerability is. And ask your body to show you what vulnerability is. And vulnerability is being with no barriers. And it's just being. And the hardest thing about all of these things is they're not a doing. You cannot do vulnerability. You can be it. And that's even harder because you also can't define it. And it's literally what's vulnerable for you is not vulnerability. It's a little bit different for each person. Now, it is similar to the extent that there's no barriers. But yeah, so it just becomes an exploration of exploring what those 5 elements of intimacy are and asking the universe to show you. And then ask for a person. When you're ready, trust that the universe has your back. And when you're ready, you will know. And ask the universe to show you what a relationship, that a creationship is actually what kind of the access term is, a creationship. Ask the universe to show you what a creationship with that includes the 5 elements of intimacy with another person could be like. And so that's where the adventure begins. Yeah. All right. Lovelies, I'm so grateful for you watching this today and joining me. It is iced coffee season for me. Oh my God. I have a coffee ninja. I'm a coffee snob. I really love good coffee. And so far, the Ninja coffee maker at home is the best coffee ever. And it was only like I was thinking that I had to have $1,000 espresso machine or something to have really good coffee. And Travis came home a few Christmases ago. We've had a Ninja for a few years now. And he bought this from Canadian Tire. And it was I think it was $350 or $400, which is enough for a coffee machine, but it was way less than I thought that I would have to spend. And it's the best ever. It makes so many different kinds of brews. It makes iced coffee brew, and it's so yummy. So in the summers, I usually have 2 cups of hot coffee in the morning, and then I have my iced coffee in the afternoon. And then I'm good for caffeine. I'm buzzing for the rest of the day. Oh, Darla says this totally applies to me. You are so welcome. Thank you so much. Okay, lovelies. I'll see you somewhere. Okay, places you can play with me. I have my Telegram group still going. We're a question a day where we just I ping you. How does it get any better than this? Is the question we're playing with right now. To ask the question, to remind you. And then I've got a book club coming up with my lovely friend Lori, who I talked about today. We're starting it on Monday, and it's a Living Beyond Distraction book club. So I'll have the links around, and if you don't see a link and you want one, let me know. Oh, you're so welcome, Rhea. Oh my God. Yeah, how does it get any better? Okay, I love the hearts. Thank you guys. You're making me uncomfortable receiving hearts. Okay, bye-bye for now.